Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Come to you live from our comfy couch. No, wrong one.
Wrong one.
Just live in general from the outskirts of the internet. This is the Gaming Saloon for November 19th, 2022, with your host, Peacebaker2448 and Rampant Epsilon.
Hi. As someone said the wrong intro.
I for some reason had tomorrow's show on my mind. I don't know why. But yeah, we have it's just news, just news. You know, besides the one of fucking Twitter exploding. Because that is a thing that we all have to be worried about for a while. But yeah, but besides that, we have a bunch of other stuff. Before we get into that, Tommy, what have you been playing the last couple weeks?
Well, I have poked at the Dread Rando.
How was it?
Easy to softlock if you're not smart enough to use the map properly.
Fair enough.
Also, the map tracker that I found, I did not care for the colors that were used for it. Does red mean that you should be able to collect that or not? Because guess what? Someone decided that red was... you can get it. And I'm like, why? Why? Red is no.
Red is stop, green is go.
So needless to say, I've downloaded the map tracker and rehosted it with, you know, colors that won't confuse people. Except for I'm still dumb and managed to softlock myself the second seed that I was testing with.
Well,
I say softlock because all you gotta do is save and restart and then you're good. And I feel like that is a viable thing with randomizers. But it's still a little bit annoying. But yeah. That, obviously Marvel Snap.
it is very good. I've dipped my toe back in the Fortnite for a little bit.
And
I'm just chipping away getting till I get unmasked Gwen. Because apparently, not only does the season end start of next month, the chapter in general ends next month. So we're moving on to chapter 4 next season in Fortnite. Which feels like a okay, but also kind of apocalyptic things are happening in the game, so... mainly it's just been, I've played the new Pokemans. Okay, I hate to be that person, but I haven't encountered really any glitches or anything. I've ran into performance issues, mainly just they seem to cut down the range on when things transition to their low frame rate mode. Because, oh boy, to some things, you can be very close to it, and it's still in its low frame rate mode.
huh.
Also, apparently the game has a memory leak issue after several hours. Which I'm willing to bet is the source of many of the glitches and bugs that people are running into is that exact thing. Because Hyrule Warriors has a memory leak issue that causes the exact sort of situation to happen.
Why is no one testing for that is what I don't understand.
I think it's probably some really, really obscure thing. Because I know for Hyrule Warriors, it's like a stupid amount of hours straight for it to start causing problems.
But to this, I'm gonna say, a memory leak like that, I often have to wonder if it also counts in any time that the Switch is in sleep mode with the game still running.
That's a good question.
Because if it is, then you can replicate that.
Yeah, I've just ran into performance issues, and like the game is fine, but the posts I see pointing at people being like the Switch doesn't have power, and everyone points to these games that are like, you sure about that? And I'm like, fair, because that's kind of the complaint you can expect from people looking at, you know, Scarlet and Violet. It's just like, the Switch doesn't have that much power, that's why the game doesn't look that great. And I'm like, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 fucking exists, Breath of the Wild fucking exists, and they look a lot better than this game. I'm sorry, I hate to say that, but yeah. I think really the reason this game is having the issues it has performance-wise is because guess what Game Freak doesn't get? They don't get a lot of development time for these games. Because the Pokemon Company, and I say the Pokemon Company because I'm pretty sure they're the ones responsible for pushing Game Freak to get these things out every year, not Nintendo, because that's not Nintendo's track record with everything else they fucking do. Like, every time people say Nintendo is the problem, is why Game Freak, you know, has those issues, you know, has this thing of they can't, you know, delay these games and stuff. I'm like, where is that with every other Nintendo game in existence? Literally, where is it with every other Nintendo game? Guess what? That doesn't happen because Nintendo doesn't do that. You know who's probably at fault? The Pokemon Company, the ones actually responsible for Pokemon as an IP. They're the ones that, you know, actually own Pokemon. Nintendo only has a stake in, I think it's like Creatures Inc. I forget what technically owns Pokemon.
I think you're right.
Yeah, it's not Nintendo. It's Pokemon Company. I know, arbitrary separation, but it annoys me every time people point to Nintendo being like, it's your fault this is like this. And I'm like, wrong company. Slightly point to the left, please, to the other company involved in Pokemon games. Please. Thank you. But otherwise, I really enjoyed it. I picked up Sprigato, the weed cat, and called it Mary Jane, because that is the closest I could probably get to a weed name without getting in trouble.
Fair.
I've mainly been picking up new Pokemon. Just because normally with these kind of games, with a newer Pokemon game, I want to run the new Pokemon. Because it's the new Pokemon, why would I not want to run them? Although I did see a Rockruff off a trainer, and I'm like, I want to run a Rockruff again. I love Rockruff. He's an adorable, he's my adorable rock puppy. I want another one. But yeah, I've still enjoyed it. The intro is kind of on the long side. It took, I think, around like 2-ish hours or so to get through it all. Before the game finally cracked open and went, alright, do whatever you want. But at least you can do a lot of exploring during those 2 hours. So it doesn't feel like as restrictive. It's mainly just a case of, I have Dragon Friend. I know Dragon Friend turns into a motorcycle. Why can't I turn him into a motorcycle yet? It's not till the end of the 2 hours. It's like, all right, Dragon Friend can now turn into a motorcycle. Have fun. Because he's essentially a 7th party member. Yeah, like he's a 7th party member and he'll pop up in your picnics and stuff, but you'll still have your core 6. So it's kind of weird, but it works. But besides that, I've started up Digimon Survive, playing through that, really enjoying that. It is primarily a visual novel game with some tactics gameplay every now and again, but I've enjoyed it. Not much else, though. I did get us a new schedule stuff, or new schedule Photoshop template, essentially. That I'm really proud of, outside of it's too damn big for Twitter.
I mean, fair.
I had to shrink it down, like, fairly hard to get it to fit on Twitter because of file size.
I mean, fair. I mean, it does kind of come down to the fact of some of the graphics were designed for streaming, not for promotion kind of deal.
Fair. Not much else, though. So anything else before we hit the news?
I can't think of nothing.
All right. Follow-up from something from last time. Convictor Drive. There is a Kickstarter for it. They have 11 days left. They are well past their $10,000 goal. They're at like $33,000. I forget what their stretch goals are. They're somewhere down here. Somewhere. Did I pass them? Oh, no, there they are. So there's been unlocks for additional illustrations, 4 additional illustrations, a forward by the Zinder, an afterward by Lionwing, a cloth bag. They're now working in a digital scenario, or a new scenario that's going to be on the digital edition, and a dust jacket for the armored edition at $37,000. If you want to back it yourself, $20 or more will get you the PDF version of it, along with the various character sheets and stuff. And $40 will get you the physical edition plus a PDF, because they're going to release the PDF. I forget when they said the PDF was going to go out. It was going to go out fairly soon.
February, it looks like.
Yeah. And then they'll send out the hardcover edition for those that pick that up.
Looks like only a month difference, because they're estimating February for the PDF and March for the physical.
Right. But even if you back the physical, you still get that PDF in February. So regardless, you will have a copy of the game, or a copy of the book, in February. And then $100 gets you the Armored Edition, which I believe is just a cover on it. Yeah, it just has this cover on the hard copy. And then some custom dice, a dice tray, postcard, or signed postcard, a hand-numbered game box, and your name and the credits. That is all there is. So if you want to pick up a copy yourself, you can back it now and get a copy, but they're already going to put it out at retail. So this is kind of a early first batch order, essentially, that they're doing for the physical copies, they will release it later. If that makes sense. So if you don't want to back it now, you can wait and still pick up a copy of the game later. But that's it for the fun news. Time for the serious stuff. So Yuji Naka, who's one of the co-creators of Sonic, has been arrested for insider trading. I'm not kidding, folks. This has legitimately happened. So him and I believe three other... Yeah. Two other Square Enix employees named Taisuke Sasaki and Fumaki Suzuki for purchasing alleged stocks in Studio Aiming right before the announcement of Dragon Quest Tact. Yuji Naka's been pulled up in this as well. Allegedly purchasing 2.8 million yen, approximately $20,000. Approximately $20,000. Aiming stock. The investigation is ongoing, but yeah, this happened. How do you feel about the co-creator of Sonic going to jail?
Basically, that just means that whatever the next game is, we can at least compare it to 06.
Well, here's the thing. He's working at Square Enix now, not at Sega, so he has nothing to do with Sonic anymore. His most recent game was Balan Wonderworld, if you remember that one. You know, the really bad platformer that was trying to invoke knights? That was his game. Uh-huh. He has nothing to do with Sonic anymore.
Huh.
Yeah, that's why I think if you scroll down, you have the the headline, Square Enix says Balan Wonderworld is a game you can recommend with confidence. There are so many fucking air quotes on that. So yeah, that was a nice distraction from the dumpster fire that Twitter's ownership and stuff has been. Unfortunately, there's more bad news. Volition, who recently came out with that new Saints Row game that didn't really hit well because nobody cared. They're apparently going to get folded into Gearbox. Quote here from Embracer CEO Lars Wingfors. Reception Square Enix does not meet full expectations, left fan base partially polarized. Volition has been working hard to improve player experiences. Financially, Saints Row has performed in line with management expectations in the quarter. Going forward, Volition will transition to become part of Gearbox, which has all the tools, including an experienced management team in the US, to create future success at Volition. So, yeah. How do you feel about that?
Well, here's the thing. If this had all happened back around the time that Halo on PC became a thing, I would have been like, okay. Gearbox did good with that. I feel like really did good by the PC side of things. I don't know how Gearbox has done since.
From my understanding, not good. So
yeah.
So yeah, we'll see on that. In other news, how do you feel about a live-action Gears of War movie in an animated series for adults on the Netflix?
I mean, the live-action part could work. In all seriousness.
Bear in mind, this is the second Gears of War film to have been announced. One was announced back in 2016.
I mean, it could work. And by could, I mean it would have to have a pretty hefty budget.
Well, apparently Dave Bautista has positioned to be Marcus in a live-action movie, so... You know.
I could see that, actually. I wouldn't be mad over that decision.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, as Arthur points out, this continues to pile on all the video game stuff that Netflix is doing. A Bioshock movie's in development. Sonic Prime is close to releasing. I keep seeing trailers for it. I forget when it's supposed to come out. December 15th. Okay. Yeah, that's coming out December 15th. You've got the Cuphead show, The Witcher, which will be minus Superman because he has been shoved out because the production didn't like the Witcher stuff, so they're doing their own thing with the Witcher property, and Superman was like, I'm out. I'm gonna go back to DC and be Superman again. So yeah, that's happening. Well, time for one of the two big things we'll talk about. The Game Awards have announced their nominees. Start a clock, folks. See how long it takes for me to be mad about something.
And
Don't worry. Don't worry, it won't take long. So we'll just hit the stuff we care about because, you know, there's all the esports stuff at the end, and it's meh on all of it. So, Game of the Year this year is going to be between A Plague's Tale Requiem, Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Stray, and Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I'll be damned, they actually acknowledged fucking Xenoblade Chronicles 3's existence. Nobody thought it would actually get nominated, but here it is.
And let me guess, that's the only time that it's listed anywhere in here, right?
No, it's going to pop up later, but not in the one that should pop up to start with, but we'll get there.
Okay. At least it got more than one shot, then. I'll give it that.
Yeah. Best game direction will be Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, and Immortality, and Stray. Best performance will be Ashley Birch for Horizon Forbidden West. Let me pull up exactly what they did in each one.
Basically, it's take the recurring ones from both of the last two and then pick people that have done voice work in them.
Yeah, because that's usually how this goes.
Because we're really creative. And definitely look at every game that has came out this year.
Oh, that doesn't even list who they played. Because I know, at least Christopher Judge for God of War Ragnarok, he's the one that plays Kratos. Sunny Soljic for God of War Ragnarok. Is that Freya? Or is that Atreus? Okay, he plays Atreus. Manny Gage for Immortality, Charlotte McBurney for Plague's Tale Requiem, and then Ashley Birch for Horizon Forbidden West. I assume that's Aloy. I don't know why they don't put the person that they played. That would, if you're nominating, if you're giving them an award for best performance, tell us what the performance was specifically and not just the game.
Why do I feel like I'm almost positive in the past we've actually had them do that? They just failed
I'm
to
pretty
this
sure
time.
we did. Yeah. Best multiplayer: COD, Modern Warfare 2, Multiverses, Overwatch 3, Splatoon 3, TMNT, Shredder's Revenge.
I mean, now that one's actually got some challenge.
Can we take Modern Warfare 2 and Overwatch 2 out of the picture and just chuck them in the bin? so it could be up against the actually good multiplayer games from this year.
I mean, good is in the eye of who's playing it. Because we're not talking about best multiplayer community. Otherwise, yeah, we would probably have to throw them two out.
I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be for ongoing game. Is for community.
Then why isn't COD there?
I don't know. Because let me pull up... because they all have little descriptors on the website itself, but they are also in completely different order from this list, so I can't just start over.
I mean, you can, but it would really be disjointed and feels really bad.
Yeah. Best multiplayer for outstanding online multiplayer gameplay and design, including co-op and massively multiplayer experiences, irrespective of game genre or platform.
Okay, if they're taking co-op into consideration, though, then I guess you would kind of have to throw COD in there.
Yeah. But yeah, best ongoing is Apex Legends, Destiny 2, The Witch Queen, Final Fantasy 14, Endwalker, Fortnite, Genshin Impact. And this is for outstanding development of ongoing content that evolves the player experience over time.
Why is Destiny 2 there then?
Also, it's just for Destiny 2 in general. It is not for the Witch Queen on the website. It is just Destiny 2, not Witch Queen, just Destiny 2. Why is this just not 14's thing every year? Because 14 is probably the best ongoing experience of them all, irrespective of everyone else in the talk. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna say it. Best art direction: Elden Ring, Ragnarok, Horizon, Scorn, Stray. Scorn should take this because it actually has a really huge thing of art direction, because that's the big HP Lovecraft, like Aliens-esque game.
But I could also see Stray or Horizon taking it.
Yeah.
Like, literally, I feel like that kind of comes down to those three.
Best score: Plague's Tale, Elden Ring, Ragnarok, Metal Hellslinger, Xenoblade 3. This is also the second and only time Xenoblade's going to be showing up. Guess what it didn't get nominated for? Don't worry, you'll know what it is when we get to it. At least it got music. Audio design: Modern Warfare 2, Elden Ring, Ragnarok, Gran Turismo, Horizon. Innovation and accessibility: Dust Falls, Ragnarok, Return to Monkey Island, Last of Us Part 1, The Quarry. Best narrative: Plague's Tale, Elden Ring, Ragnarok, Horizon, Immortality. Why the fuck is Xenoblade not here? Excuse me? Excuse me?
Because we could only have 5 in that category, except for, categories where there's 6.
You can fuck right off by saying Xenoblade doesn't get to be in here for best fucking narrative. Because let me find it here and I'll read the blurb. For outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a game. Alright, I'm going to be a little controversial here with a hot take. Why the fuck is Elden Ring here? Elden Ring doesn't have a narrative. It has lore that is not narrative, that is not story. It is a whole bunch of world building stuff that you have to go fucking read item descriptions for. That is not a narrative. That is not a story that is being told. If you wanted best world building, sure, but it is not a narrative. It can fuck right off and get replaced by Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I don't care how upset anyone gets about it, especially you, Kaiju Carl, if you hear this, because I know you'll be upset if you hear me say this. Because literally, the end of chapter 6 into chapter 7 is such a good narrative moment that probably trumps half the shit on this list. Except maybe something from God of War Ragnarok, because I don't think anyone was talking about Horizon after it came out. So yeah, I am a little pissed that Xenoblade got snubbed for fucking narrative. The thing, it fucking did great. And I'm sure you have no horse in any of this race at all. Fair enough. Alright, games for impact. As Memoir Blue, As Dust Falls, Citizen Sleeper, Ending, Extinction is Forever, Hindsight, I Was a Teenage Exorcist. Best indie game, Cult of Lamb, Neon White, Sifu, Stray, Tunic. Best mobile game, Apex Legends, Diablo, Genshin, Marvel Snap, Tower of Fantasy.
I mean, that one actually is a little bit of a challenge.
Also, half of those are not exclusively mobile games, so
yeah, but they don't ever look exclusive. We know that.
I know it's my pet peeve about this category of like, if you're going to say best mobile game, it needs to be an actual fucking mobile game, and not, by the way, we also have a fucking PC client or PC version.
Okay. I am gonna say this though. I don't think you'd get a different experience with Marvel Snap between PC and phone.
Right, that one's fine. Genshin, on the other hand,
yeah.
What are most people playing Genshin?
I completely got where you were going with that one. But I was using Marvel Snap as an example because that would fall into the same thing that would kind of be your pet peeve about it.
Right.
If the experience doesn't change, then it's fine. Marvel Snap, no matter which way you play it, it is designed as a mobile game.
Right. If it is wholly designed to be a mobile game from the ground up, yes, it deserves to be in this category. If it is not wholly designed to be a mobile game in any way, shape, or form, it does not need to be in this category. Because it is not a mobile game at that point.
Now, I think... wasn't Genshin Impact designed as a mobile game first, and then it was essentially, for lack of a better term, ported?
I have no idea. All I know is from what I played of Genshin... From what I played of Genshin, it clearly is meant to be played with a controller and stuff.
Which that doesn't exclusively mean that it's not mobile, because there is controllers for phones.
Right, but it doesn't feel like a mobile-friendly game.
I'm wanting to say it was originally designed mobile-focused, and then as it blew up, it got shifted. So if that's the case, then I give it a half pass.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I guess the base of you deserves it, but not all of you.
Best community sport, Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, No Man's Sky.
Also, why are you here again, Destiny?
Also, why is this just not 14? Like, I get No Man's Sky continues to exist, but if we're talking community support, it's fucking 14.
Okay. This category, I feel like there's 3 real answers to this. And the bad thing is, that's the 2 shooters and 14. Because I don't even count Destiny in the running here.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because of circumstances, Bungie's had to pretty much say, hey, yeah, we're keeping the servers on life support, and that's all you get. Which is kind of made me just be like, yep, nope, not touching it again.
Best debut indie game: Neon White, Nork, Stray, Tunic, Vampire Survivors. Honestly, this is a category that I feel like there are no wrong choices because all of these are very good games.
I mean, it's the indie scene.
Pretty much.
I hate being that way, but there is bad indie games just like there's bad AAA games. But it almost feels like the indie games, you got those far less.
Yeah. I personally want to pull for Vampire Survivors because it's a stupid good game. But yeah. Best VR AR: After the Fall, Among Us, Bone Lab, Mossbook 2, Red Matter 2. Why is Among Us here?
Because it's VR.
I mean, fair, but still, like... Again, pet peeve, it should be a built from the ground up VR game, not a game that we've turned into a VR game.
But how did they even turn that into a VR game?
Essentially, it's all first person now. But, like, duh. But I believe it's like first person Among Us. From what little I've seen.
It's Among Us Hard Mode Extra Vomit Edition.
Yes. Content Creator of the Year: Carl Jacobs, Ludwig, Nibelian, Noboru, QT Cinderella. Can they just give this to Nibelian because he, does all this reporting and all this stuff? But has since dropped out because fuck this shit, I'm out. Just give it to them. Just give it to Nibelian. Best action game. Remember who I say. Remember who I say in this category. It's gonna hurt later. Bayonetta 3, Modern Warfare 2, Neon White, Sifu, TMNT. No wrong choices here, but you got like Modern Warfare 2 here in an action game, and I'm just like, really?
I mean, yeah, technically.
Right, but I feel like everything else, benefits more from that, has more of that action genre stuff in them than Modern Warfare 2 because it is standard shoot 'em.
But at the same time, what we now deem as its own category used to be considered part of the action genre.
Fair.
Because the shooters used to be considered action games.
Yeah. Action Adventure, Plague's Tale, God of War, Horizon, Stray, Tunic. Also, I forgot RPG, because Xenoblade 3 is an RPG, but guess what? Elden Ring's in there, and guess who's going to win Game of the Year? It's going to probably be Elden Ring, because nobody will shut the fuck up about Elden Ring.
No, Arceus totally has a shot at that.
Look, RPG is going to come down to Elden Ring and Xenoblade 3, because those are the only two anyone's going to give a shit about.
Maybe Triangle Strategy might have some kind of a say in it, but doubt it.
Yeah.
Arceus is just out.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just annoyed. It's just Elden Ring's gonna win because it's a Dark Souls game. And everyone likes their Dark Souls games, and that's it. Like, yeah, Elden Ring is good and stuff, but it's a Dark Souls game.
No,
it's just
not.
A really good...
It doesn't have Dark Souls in the title.
It is still a Souls game.
There's so many Souls clones that it's pathetic now.
Yeah. But yeah, Elden Ring is going to win Game of the Year, and it's going to sweep every category it's in.
I'm going to laugh when you have to eat those words and it actually does lose one of the categories.
Here's the thing, if fucking Xenoblade 3 wins Game of the Year, I will fucking lose it.
No, by no means am I saying that it's going to lose to Xeno. I'm just saying I'm going to laugh if it loses one of the categories it's in.
Right. It probably will, but it will still win overall.
Yeah.
Best fighting game. This is where I said things are going to hurt. DNF Duel, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, King of Fighters 15, Multiverses, Sifu. Why the fuck is Sifu here? Sifu is not a fighting game. It is an action game, as stated above in the action category that is in. Why is it here in fighting game territory? It's not a fighting game. Fighting game kind of requires multiplayer to be a major component of the game. Guess what doesn't have multiplayer? Fucking Sifu. What the fuck? Game Awards. What the fuck's wrong with you? Who put this here? You know what would have made sense?
But they had to fill the spot.
Here's the thing. Guess what came out this year that could fit in there, even though it's a little iffy? Fucking Rumbleverse. It is a fighting game because it has a lot of fighting game mechanics in it, even though it is a battle royale multiplayer game. It still has fighting game stuff in it. Yeah, it's a little iffy, but if you need a fifth contender, fucking Rumbleverse. Why did you throw Sifu in here? If Sifu wins this, I'm gonna fucking lose it as well. It has no right to win this category.
You know, I feel bad for giving them this, but they could have even put Shredder's Revenge in there.
Yeah, it's in the iffy territory as well.
Because, yeah, it is an action game, but a lot of your older action fighters were set up like it. And you could squint and make that one work.
Yeah. Most anticipated game, Final Fantasy 16, Hogwarts Legacy, RE4 Remake, Starfield, Tears of the Kingdom. Which it is Tears of the Kingdom, because they have said it's Tears of the Kingdom in an article. I don't know why that's a question of if it's Tears or Tears. It's Tears. I assume it's going to be Tears. I don't see why it's not Zelda. Because I don't think it's going to be Hogwarts Legacy, because nobody likes Harry Potter right now, because nobody likes the person that made Harry Potter.
I don't think it's going to be 16, because 15 didn't hold the hype long enough to really justify it.
Right, and I think we've seen a lot of 16, but I don't think it's caught on. Starfield doesn't exist.
And I mean, RE4 is another RE game.
Right.
So I don't feel like enough people are going to be like, oh yeah. It's going to be one of those that about a week before it comes out, it's going to be like, oh right, that game must play.
Yep. Best adaptation: Arcane, Cyberpunk, Cuphead, Sonic 2, Uncharted.
Oof.
I would personally pull for.
I have heard Sonic 2 has actually done pretty good. But I also am kind of leaning to Arcane.
Arcane is very good. It had no right to be as fucking good as it did. I've heard good things about the Cyberpunk show. I've heard good things about the Cuphead show. I've seen a bunch of clips and stuff, and it also looks really good. I've seen a little bit of Sonic 2. Looks like it really did fairly good. I have only seen clips of Uncharted. I think weirdly Uncharted is like the weakest one of the bunch, because
yeah,
they didn't really do a whole lot with the movie.
Dang. That one's actually gonna be a tough one.
Yeah. Best family game: Kirby, Lego, Sparks of Hope, Switch Sports, Splatoon 3. Hello, Nintendo category. Why do you still exist?
Also, shout outs to the one Lego game that's encroaching on Nintendo's territory.
Yep. Just because it's Star Wars. I guarantee you that's the only reason it's here.
Out of it, though, I'm oddly kind of leaning towards like Switch Sports or Kirby.
I would assume Kirby or Splatoon 3, in all honesty.
Yes and no. I kind of group Splat 3 with Sparks of Hope there, where you kind of have to have a little more understanding of the game than just go in and have fun.
Fair.
Whereas Kirby and the sports title both would kind of just be that. Go in, have fun.
Yeah.
Granted, that also might be why the Lego game's there.
Yeah.
Because most of them are that way.
Best sim strategy: Dune, Sparks of Hope, Total War, 2 Point Campus, Victoria 3. Best sports racing: F122, FIFA, NBA, Gran Turismo, Ollie Ollie World. And then all the esports stuff. And hey, look, a fighting game representation with Evo as best esports event. That's something. That's something. Because I swear they never give representation to the fighting games fucking ever.
Also, shoutouts to literally best esports game. I don't think has changed for another year.
Yeah. But I also have linked, I just stumbled across this. It was Tyler Galale on Twitter. He proposed this format for all of the categories and stuff. And I feel like, yeah, this is a better formatting for what the Game Awards should be. So overall, you have Game of the Year, Indie Game of the Year, Mod of the Year, Event of the Year. And the event of the year is ARGs, tournaments, marathons, etc. So like stuff like Games Done Quick would qualify, along with a lot of the other charity marathons that happen on Twitch and stuff. Because, you know, if we're gonna recognize, you know, gaming of the Game of the Year stuff, maybe we should recognize some of the marathons and stuff for charity that do really good work and raise a whole fuck ton of money for charity.
Yeah, okay. The only thing I would have to say about that is if we did that, I still feel like maybe do something for esports events.
Right.
Maybe split that as its own thing too. Because otherwise I would get the funny feeling that the event of the year one probably would wind up going to Games Done Quick.
Yeah.
Because that
probably.
that legitimately is the biggest thing that Twitch has. So there's more than likely not a chance that someone on Twitch hasn't at least seen it.
Yeah. Multi-category: best boss fight, best individual level, best minigame. You know what? Those are all fairly good.
Yeah,
I think,
but can they always fit every year is the only downside.
Right. I think if you mix and match some of these, like every year or so, because like I feel like individual level would be the hardest to characterize. Like, it's like, what would you call an individual level for some games?
What you might do instead would be simplify that actually. Instead of break it down like that, maybe do best in-game event. That way, if it's a long... Well, if it's a game like how some of your RPGs are broke down into chapter segments...
It'd be for... You
could count that entire chapter then. Or if you wanted to just count a boss fight, then you could count that.
In-game segment.
Yeah.
That would be a better name for it.
That way it kind of would encompass all three of those if need be, but it wouldn't be limiting you on what you have to pick from.
Yeah. For design stuff, game design, level design, overworld, puzzles, combat design, controls, tutorial intro, system design. These feel all what?
I could see that. The only one that I'd say, again, would kind of be the same kind of idea that multi-category ran into. Maybe knock the puzzles part out, because not all games are going to have that part in it. Otherwise, yeah, completely agree.
These all feel like things I would expect GDC to give awards for. Because I know Game Developer, the GDC has an award ceremony that they do. And I feel like they do awards for this kind of stuff. Just outright. Aesthetics, Best Art Direction 3D and Best Art Direction 2D. Sound Design, Music Overall. Best Individual Song, Best Visual Effects, and Best Presentation.
Yep.
Yeah, that all sounds right. Especially Best Individual Song. Like, that's a really good idea. Like, not just, hey, you have the best OST of the year, but also, what was the best single song out of, all these different OSTs? Narrative, Best Story, Innovation in Storytelling, Best Performance, and Best Lore. Lore feels tricky because only so many games do lore stuff.
I think you just tie that one into Best Story.
Yeah.
In all seriousness.
And then some wildcard ones. Best Weapon, Best Object, Best Character Creator, Best Tech Innovation. Honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing an award for Best Character Creator. Because those feel like would be like fun little things you would let your audience nominate for. And then you'd round out the vote. That'd be like fan picks.
Yeah.
That feels like the perfect fan picks. Fans do the nominations. Fans pick the winner. Because then you could get fun things like Best Weapon, fucking a Pokeball. Or a rock from, I don't know, some game you throw a rock in. You could get some fun meme-y things out of it, and I think those would be fun.
An orb.
Yes.
Wait, no, sorry. An orb. You gotta do it right.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, Game Awards continue to be stupid and dumb, and we take them all seriously because we want train trailers and stuff, which, okay. Do you remember anything that was announced last year at the Game Awards?
There was stuff announced.
Like anything from Game Awards 2021 announcements.
Like I said, there was stuff announced. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
That shows how much I remember of it. And I know for a fact we covered it.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up and see. Is it weird that a lot of this stuff is still not released?
Really?
Yeah. Because top of the list, Star Wars Eclipse. That game that is not actually in development at all. Alan Wake 2 doesn't exist still. Wonder Woman game from Monolith Productions, the people who did Shadow of Mordor, doesn't exist. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, still not out. Hellblade 2, I believe, is still not out as well. Yeah, Hellblade 2 is still not out. Let's see, Arc Raiders. Is also still not out. Does not come out till next year. Forspoken, I think, got delayed, even though it said it came out. I think that's still not out. Yeah, no, it's still not out, even though it has a release date back then of May 24th of last year. Yeah, that's coming out January of next year. Sonic Frontiers just came out. Let's see, Star Trek Resurgence is not coming out till April of next year. Kinda seeing the trend, aren't we?
Yep.
So yeah, that just, if something big happens, we'll cover it. Otherwise, I'm all for, if I look through that list and I see nothing of interest from the Game Awards in terms of announcements and stuff, we're fucking skipping it. Because I don't give a shit. I'm tired of the Game Awards being this thing we have to talk about at the end of the year, and we have to complain about because they're terrible at nominations. But we have to talk about it because announcements, it's trailers and stuff, and then it's nothing of importance. I don't care anymore. But you know what I do care about? That happens in just under 2 months.
That be GDQ?
Indeed, because I believe this is the finalized schedule for AGDQ 2023. Because I think they just finalized it from like their second submission period. Because I think I thought it was a tweet that said they finalized the schedule, so we're going to hit this day by day and hit some of the highlights. So day 1, Splatoon 3, 80%, Breath of the Wild, 80%, Crash Insane Trilogy, which is Crash 3, 80%, Sonic Heroes Team Dark, Unrestricted, Symphony of the Night, 80%, Borderlands Game of the Year Edition, 80% scripted, bonus game of Cuphead, 300%, Donkey Kong Country 3, 80% race, Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes Perfect Stealth No Kills New Game Plus, and then Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of the Sky Randomizer 10 Dungeon Blitz. That is a really good day 1.
Yeah.
That is a super good day 1. Moving into Monday, we've got Blade 2, Vampire the Masquerade, SSX 2000, Psyops? Holy shit! I remember Psyops. I played Psyops back in the day. Hell yeah! But Psyops 80%, Dust, Legion Tail 80% Warps, Axe Battler, Cyberhook, Gungrave, Armored Core, Bomberman 64, Onimusha 2 80%, Superliminal, Skate, Shovel Knight Dig, Cultic, Yakuza Kiwami, New Game Plus, Shredder's Revenge Co-op 2v2, 80% Arcade Chill Race. Miles Morales, 80%. Bonus game of Portal, Airboat percent. Why? Portal doesn't have... Tommy? Portal doesn't have airboats, right?
Not that I know of.
Why is it airboat percent then? That's... How? Now you have me interested, because I'm pretty sure there are no airboats naturally in Portal. Also, Bioshock 80%, Fallout 3, All Quests, Hitman Blood Mini 80%, and Fable Anniversary 80%. I am happy to see Miles. I can't wait to see the Miles run. Although it's... Oh, well, it's PS5 because Miles just came out on PC, so... They couldn't quite submit it for PC just yet.
Yeah.
Oh. Tuesday, Ape Escape 2, Foregun, Medieval, Goat Simulator, Illbleed, Wavetail, Burnout Paradise, Astral Chain. Ooh, I need to see an Astral Chain run. 80% no abilities.
Same.
Castlevania Harmony of Despair, Castlevania Area of Sorrow, Fashion Police Squad, Transistor. I feel like I've seen a Transistor speedrun, but I need to check that one.
I think so.
Yeah, Galaxy 2, Jack 2, Outer Wilds, bonus game of Shadow of Rose DLC for Resident Evil Village, Hardcore, Up Your Arsenal All Titanium Boats, bolts.
I mean, that
RE7 End of Zoe 80% DLC, and then Poppy Playtime Chapter 2. On Wednesday, Dead Space 3 80% co-op, Cryostasis, Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks. Hell yeah! The beat 'em up Mortal Kombat game that's very good. Yes. You're hitting all of my Blockbuster rentals. All of my old Blockbuster rentals. God, I feel old. Fez, Sudi Hakun, Vampire Knight, Nightmare of Decay, Final Fantasy VII, 80% no slots. Stardew Valley, Seeded, Crafts Room, Glitchless Race, Sonic Unleashed, all base stages, Sonic Colors Ultimate, Egg Shuffle Race, Sonic Adventure 2 Character Bed War, Game Boy Interface on GameCube, Pokemon Red or Yellow, 80% glitchless, Ocarina of Time 3D on 3DS, bonus game of Stray, 80% unrestricted, Spyro 2, 2v2 Lockout Bingo, and Neon White, White's Heaven Rush. Thursday, Kirby Star Allies, guest star, Star Allies, Go, Mage Sisters for the Switch, Pac-Man 2, Yoinoi 2, Yolanda, Lizard Lady vs. Cat, Office Race, Salamander Country, Public Television. This feels like Awful Block.
Yep.
I know Salamander Country Public Television would not technically be Awful Block, but that feels like Awful Block right there.
Yep.
Battle of the Eras, Mordoshi Sumo, Doka Biga, Ganda, I Am Going to Die If I Don't Eat Sushi, Sonic Blast, PS5 Simulator? What? Excuse me? I'm sorry, what? That's a thing?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm seeing it on itch.io.
Yep.
Why? Sure. Bad Guys at School. Steven Seagal is the final option prototype. Mega Man ZX. World Ends With You Final Remix. Boomerang X. Metal Slug. Jedi Knight Mysteries of the Sith. BS Legend of Zelda? What? This is a new one. Wait, it is a remake of the original Legend of Zelda released on the NES, available only via the Satellaview add-on for the Super Nintendo.
Oh.
Okay. That's a new one. Also, Skyward Sword All Dungeons, Puyo Puyo Fever 2, bonus game of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe 150cc DLC, 16 tracks, no items. Simpsons Hit and Run, yeah. Metal Solid 3 Snake Eater, European Extreme Race, Power Wash Simulator, 6 players, all vehicles, no soap. Friday, Celeste, Worms Armageddon, Kirby Air Ride, Jackal, Mickey Mouse Capade, Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, Marble Blast Ultra, Beautiful Katamari, Electhead, Gunstar Heroes, Hook, Kirby's Adventure, Haiku the Robot, Pro Skater HD, Prime 1+2,
Ooh.
Multi-Word Randomizer Co-op. Ooh.
You know, the thing that we almost did, except for we couldn't stand the bosses in 2.
Yeah. Boston 2 sucked ass.
Because, no joke, we almost did that. For those wondering. Until we were both fed up with the bosses in 2. That might be the dumb, yeah, that might be the dumb if we get affiliate or something.
Yeah. Trackman Turbo, all environments, white, double driver, Cult of the Lamb, 80% easy, unrestricted, Super Mario Land, Brave New World, Elephants, Snakes, and Crocodiles, Final Fantasy. Wait, is that Final Fantasy 14? Yeah, that is Final Fantasy 14. Okay. POTD solo MCH F170 182 hands on keyboard, no mouse, PC. I have no idea what this is, but it's a 14 run, so fuck it. I'll watch it. I have no idea what the fuck any of this is supposed to mean, but it is a 14 run at GDQ. Sure.
Ooh, Stepmania. We're gonna get it again.
Technical showcase. I kept hearing about this one because this is what Skybills is running. Super Mario All-Star Shuffler. All 4 games, any percent, no wrong work.
Now, didn't she do that at SGDQ? Also?
No, not a shuffler.
One of the last 2 events, there was a shuffler for All-Stars. Because I remember seeing the VOD for it. I'm almost positive on that.
It was Flame Fatales.
Okay, that might have been them.
Also, this is Skybills' run at Flame Fatales, so...
Yeah. That looks like it can be chaos.
I'm sure!
And I love it.
Also, Katana Zero and Freedom Planet 2, which I need to pick up at some point because I should play Freedom Planet 2, because I really like Freedom Planet 1. That's the Sonic-esque game that's an indie title. And lastly, last day, Saturday, Esqualda blinks the Time Sweeper. Fucking blinks. Have we... 1 second. I need to know. Have we ever had a blinks run? That feels like a game that should have been ran at a GDQ at some point. No! At least not on their YouTube. I can't find a blinks run. Because it's all about timing manipulation and stuff, so... but we also have Unsighted, Handshakers, Mega Man 64, Mega Man Rock and Roll, Ares, Extinction Agenda EX, Mighty Gunvolt Burst, Maui, Malord, and Cold Shadow, Lion King, Love 3, Pedestrian, Metroid Dread, All Bosses, Glitchless Race. Yes. Terraria, Half-Life Alyx, Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin, Old Souls, bonus game of Link to the Past 100%, Arceus All Lords. Ah, I want to see an Arceus run.
You just want to see how broke it is.
Yes, even if it's estimated to be almost a 3-hour run, but I still want to know. Mario 3 Warpless is the final race, or the final run. Good stuff all around. I'm very happy. Much like last time, my TV will just be on GDQ all day, every day, even as I am asleep. It will still be locked to GDQ. Especially because they took away hosting, so we can't host GDQ anymore on the stream. It is so stupid they did that. I hate it.
Yeah, it is. but I might rig up something at least on the site transition when we're not live. I don't know if I can pull that one off or not, but I'll try.
But yeah, that's the GDQ schedule, folks. Good stuff. All good stuff. I'll be doing donations at some point. Do a donation at some point for something. Shall we hit releases then?
I guess we shall.
All right. We're gonna start on the 22nd with Bus Simulator 21 for Xbox One, Series X, and PlayStation 4, and Just Dance 2023 for Series X, PlayStation 5, and Switch. And we're gonna move down to the 24th for Scared of the Doll, a psychic horror story about the mystery of an older sister for Switch, because I grabbed the longest title on the list. There's nothing else there.
Because you wanted to.
Yes. Watch Over Christmas for Switch. We're going to move down to the 25th for Tetris Effect Connected for Switch. And
I'm gonna shout out Origami too. I played that some on the Game Pass, and it is a pretty good game actually.
All right.
It kind of reminds you of Assassin's Creed, but it's slightly different kind of deal.
That sounds good. On the 20th, Car Parking Madness School Drive Mechanic Card Game Simulator 2023 for Switch, because
you're making a thing about grabbing the longest one for the days that you actually want to stop on.
Yep. On the 29th, Need for Speed Unbound Palace Edition for PlayStation 5, and Soccer Story for Xbox One, Series X, PlayStation 4, 5, and Switch, and The Night Witch for Xbox One, Series X, PlayStation 4, 5, and Switch, and Sable, just to round out it all, on the 29th for PlayStation 4 and 5. 30th, Ark Ultimate Survivor Edition for Switch, and Gundam Evolution for Xbox One, Series X, PlayStation 4, and 5. That's the Overwatch Gundam game. On December 1st, Inscription for Switch. That's a very good game. Romancing Saga Minstrel Song Remastered for PlayStation 4, 5, and Switch. Sword of the Vagrant for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, 5, and Switch. On the 2nd, Need for Speed Unbound for Series X, PlayStation 5. Resident Evil Village Cloud Winter's Expansion for Switch. The Callisto Protocol for Xbox One, Series X, PlayStation 4, and 5. Marvel's Midnight Suns. I can't believe I skipped over that for Xbox One, Series X, PlayStation 4, and 5. God, don't be a garbage game. I'm gonna be so mad if that game turns out garbage. It is everything I want, and I am so worried. I just want it to be a good game. Please be a good game. Warhammer 40k, Shoota's Blood and Teeth for PlayStation 5 and Switch. And then the last thing is on the December 3rd, Cyborg Invasion Shooter 3, Savior of the World for Switch. Everything else you can find in the notes that I skipped over because meh. Yeah, that's it for the show, folks.
Awkward sound.
Sorry, I was checking a Discord things because I was like, anything interesting in the Discord? No. Alright, good. Because apparently Geets this week revealed a very fucked up thing. I'm going to watch the episode tomorrow to see exactly what the fucked up thing is, because I've seen it explained, and I'm like, I'm going to make sure that's it, because we have all watched this Raw and not subbed. But if so, damn, that's darker than Gaim went.
It wouldn't surprise me, because I get the feeling if we're gonna have a show that decides to be even remotely as dark as Gaim, it's gonna be this one. Because it feels like Geats has taken enough cues from Gaim to be like, oh, this is what we ought to go for.
Yeah. But we also get a fun thing because the Fever Rise buckle debuted this week, but next week, everybody gets to use it. So we get all the Fever Rise forms with the duplicate buckles. I think at least 4 of them we get to see next week. I don't know if we get to see Tycoon's next week, but we get to see everyone else's.
I mean,
And apparently
probably not. It's probably a case that we see everyone else's because of Tycoon. That seems to be the recurring theme thus far.
Damn it, you're right. Because that would make sense. Because apparently the gold muffler thing is an only Geats thing. Everyone else gets a different gold thing for their suit. So Buffa gets a gold like coattail on the other side of his suit. Nago gets 2 like interlinking bangles instead of just the 1 bangle on her arms. Punk Jack gets 2 gold mantles coming out of the monster shoulder pads. And we haven't seen what Tycoon gets, but I would assume it would be some additional gold wrap around his other leg. So that's kind of neat. It gives the form something different since, you know, it's just this part of the suit and this part of the suit. A very budget-conscious form change. And a show that feels very budget-conscious.
Yeah.
Because, like, we have not had as many writers as I thought we would have at this point. But also, all of these form changes and stuff have been very budget-conscious, where it's not a whole lot, and you can clearly see the corners they have cut into these forms to make sure that, like, oh, yeah, we can spread this around as much as we want, because we've made this really easy to get around to everybody. So it makes me wonder, are we waiting till later in the show to really just, here's all the writers?
Honestly, don't think so. I think we're just gonna continuously get the slow growth on it kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
But it wouldn't surprise me if at a certain point we've only got like certain writers that are the same going forward, and others are just cycled out between who gets it.
Yeah.
Because we've already seen that happen once. It wouldn't surprise me if we keep getting that happening.
Yeah. I'm also curious if the theory with Geats holds true with his form changes.
Which...
Because there's a thing with nine-tailed foxes and stuff, and Geats is fox-themed. And because of his fever boost form, that extra gold scarf gives him a second scarf. Therefore, the scarves equal the tails. So now he is a 2-tailed fox. So what if it's... So we'll see if he gets, you know, he becomes a 3-tailed fox or a 4-tailed fox for the next upgrade and forward from there. And if his final form makes him a 9-tailed fox.
I could see that, though.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if we do, we're gonna notice it really quickly.
Yeah.
Because first upgrade doing 2, I could see the next upgrade going in on the 4. With the upgrade before the final being 8 kind of deal.
Yeah. It duplicates it every time.
Yep. That way,
That
that way, then it also throws people off and making them think, okay, well, wait a minute, are they going 9 or are they going 16? Because that would be kind of a neat way of getting there.
But yeah, that I guess pretty much does it for us. Tomorrow, it's another look at Hibiki because it's 4 more episodes of Hibiki.
That almost sounds like you haven't watched the episodes.
I have.
Oh, okay.
I watched two yesterday and 2 today. It was a lot of what we got last week. So that's why I say it's more Hibiki, because it's a lot of what we got last week.
You know, it's gonna be funny if we get to the point where we're just like, yeah, we're just gonna keep rolling with it. Because that's gonna make me full on realize what you wound up doing with the show. Because if we've hit that point now, that tells me that you literally binge watched everything up to like around this point.
Probably.
Before you started slacking off on it.
I think I slacked off at the staff change, and then I have never went back to the show, because I believe I literally have enough. I will check right now, because I still have the Hibiki episodes downloaded from back when I originally tried to watch the show, and I am pretty sure whatever is the earliest episode in there is the last episode I either watched or didn't watch. It would be 35. So I apparently either got to 35 or got to 34 before I just never went back.
Probably 34.
Yeah. But yeah, that is tomorrow. Are you doing anything Monday offhand?
I'm not saying Monday, but at some point before Thursday, I'm probably going to be doing the Dread Rando.
Okay. Because I believe
background noise. You must have it up just loud enough for it to pick up.
Apparently.
That or Windows decided to play with your mic settings all of a sudden.
Probably play with my mic settings, in all honesty. But yeah, also, because I wanted to ask that, because I also might be doing another one of those midday, afternoon, morning kind of streams with Violet, because I want to play the game more before Thursday.
Well, I mean, pretty much if I do something, it's gonna be like 8:30 in the evening.
I know.
So, as long as you don't wait till then to decide to do it, you're good.
No, I probably do it sometime after I get up in the morning. But yeah, I'm probably gonna do that. It might end up just being Monday or Tuesday. I don't know. It depends. But those two will happen, and then Thursday will be more Violet. Friday will be more Majora's Mask. Saturday will be something.
If we get the time to sit down and set everything up, possibly trying the Odyssey online stuff. Because for those that don't know, there is an Odyssey multiplayer mod that does work through the emulators, so Don't have to worry about hacked switches because, you know, I've already dumped the game contents from mine, so...
Mm-hmm.
But we'd have to sit down and set that up first. If not, I don't know.
There is that Star Fox thing I showed you.
That I've now forgot about.
It's still in one of the chats. I forget which one.
Ah, in the proper
yep,
chat, actually.
Yep, and the one you need it for.
Possibly then. We might have that as a backup.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might have that as a backup.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Yeah,
will mean I've got to figure out how to set all that up too.
I figured it'd just be a thing we would figure out how to do eventually and then worry about it.
So something will be figured out at some point, and then we'll go from there.
Yep. So yeah, that's the week ahead, folks. So if you like what you're seeing, drop a follow. Really appreciate chipping away that Filigo at TJ Saloon on Twitter for now. We'll get you updates on when we go live, because still need to set up a co-host in case Twitter explodes one day.
It'll be fine.
You say that, and then all of a sudden Twitter just explodes.
Yep.
That and exclamation point Discord and chat, which is not going anywhere.
We hope. Unless Twitch does something stupid.
Yeah, that'll get you the link. Drop by, say hi. We have a Dropbox for questions. We'll see you tomorrow, folks.